afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our live call-in Social Security Hotline show on CAN TV. My name is Joanna Barron Glazer, and I am a Social Security Claims Specialist in the Chicagoland area. And with me today is Mr. John Marshall. He'll be our co-host. Tell us about yourself a little bit, Mr. Marshall.
Like she said, my name is John Marshall. I'm from the Social Security Administration. I am the Chicago Metropolitan Chicago Metropolitan Northern Indiana Area Working Centers Coordinator and SOAR Homelessness Coordinator. Basically, I'm the point person to try to help help individuals to get to work if they're disabled, and help organizations try to help homeless people get off the street by applying for our benefits.
Great. So, as I mentioned earlier, this is a live interactive show and our phone lines are now open. We invite you to call Social Security with any questions that you may have at 312-738-1060. Today we have Ms. Rocio Roman Oquendo. She's our phone technician, and she's waiting to receive any phone calls that you may have with any questions that you would like answered. So, John, today we're going to talk about preparing for your financial future and the convenience of using our online services at the Social Security website to help you do that. So, let's start with my Social Security accounts. Social Security continues to evaluate and improve how we protect what's important to you. We take this responsibility seriously, and we have a really robust cybersecurity program in place to help protect your personal information that you entrust to us. Additional security measures that we are able to add to safeguard your personal information are things that make everything easy to use for you and are a vital part of keeping you safe and secure, and all of your information safe and secure from anybody who may want to get that information into the wrong hands. Most people who do business with us online use our My Social Security portal, where if you currently receive benefits, you can request a replacement Social Security card. You can get a benefit verification letter. You can check your benefit and payment information and your earnings record. You can change your address and phone number. You can start or change direct deposit of your benefit payments. You can request a Medicare replacement card. You can get a replacement 1099 or an SSA 1042S during tax season. If you currently don't receive benefits, there are other things that you also can access by having a My Social Security account. You can request a replacement Social Security card. You can check the status of a pending application that you may have filed with us for retirement, for disability, for Medicare, or an appeal that you may have filed. You can get a benefit verification letter as proof of the fact that you are not receiving any benefits from us. You can get a Social Security statement that you can review. You can get estimates of your future retirement benefits, disability benefits, survivor's benefits. You can check your earnings every year to verify that the amounts that we've posted are correct, so that when it comes time for you to file for retirement, there are no surprises. All the earnings that are supposed to be there are there and posted correctly. You can get an estimate of the Social Security and Medicare taxes that you've paid throughout your working career. You can also access a number of other useful resources. Since My Social Security became available in May of 2012, millions of Americans have created and used My Social Security accounts to do business with us on a daily basis. So, John, are we ever too young to start thinking about our financial futures, getting ready for retirement?
Oh, no. It's always time in order to think about your financial future. And then My Social Security account could be really valuable to you in order to try to deal with issues about your financial future. Even if you don't receive benefits yet, you can get and use our free retirement and financial training tools while you're on My Social Security. And once you open a My Social Security account, you can have access and at the same time download your Social Security statement. And with your Social Security statement, you can review the estimates of your future, potential future retirement and disability benefits. You can estimate of your survivor's benefits for your spouse, and your children. And if you pass away, and you can get and you can look at your earnings records to confirm this accuracy. You can also get estimated Social Security and Medicare taxes that you've paid. So it's really you're never really too young in order to be trying to figure out exactly what's going to happen in your financial future, because ultimately one day you are going to retire. It's possible that you could end up becoming disabled, or if something happened to you, you have to understand what will happen with your children or with your spouse. So you can kind of figure all those things out by getting a My Social Security account.
So basically, with My Social Security and our websites, we have all different kinds of calculators, as John mentioned, where you can get yourself estimates on these different kinds of benefits. You can get additional information in writing if you would like to have something physically that you can review and read. You can request for information to be sent out to you, to your home if you'd like. So the MySSA website, My Social Security website, is a very, very convenient tool for everyone to have access to. It is also, I wanted to mention, there's a lot of information that's accessible in different foreign languages. So if you happen to speak different languages, you are able to access many of our informational publications in various languages. You simply go onto our website and there is an option where you can switch the language of choice and then select your own.
You can also obtain a replacement Social Security card, and if you're receiving Social Security disability insurance benefits or you're receiving supplemental security income and you're working, now you could go in and you could report your wages. And on every time you get a paycheck, you can report those wages on My Wage Report through the My Social Security account, and you could do it pay stub by pay stub, and then you wouldn't have to go into the Social Security office to do to do that on a month to month basis.
Definitely a huge time saver. Just so you don't actually physically have to walk into an office, have a seat and wait in order to be serviced. You can do pretty much most of these things online at the convenience of your own home and at the convenience of your own time. So just going back to where we had just mentioned that you can access different things in different languages, I wanted to show you all where that option is on our website. So if you look at the top right-hand corner, there's an option to search, a menu option, and languages. This is where you would click the option to change the language that you're interested in. This is also the main web page of our site where you have accessible links in order to file for retirement benefits, disability benefits, and just general information. As John mentioned earlier, the retirement estimator, where you can figure out how much your monthly retirement benefit would be. That's also right there on that very first page. So, John, what's the earliest age that a person can begin receiving retirement benefits?
You could start early retirement at age 62, and but you would get about a third less than you would get at your full retirement age. If you were born before 1959, your retirement age is going to be 66 and some odd months. But if you were born after 1959, your full retirement age would be 1967. Would be at age 67. So, and then you would get your full retirement benefit. And like I said, you could retire and do an early retirement at age 62, but you would get about a third less than you would get at your full retirement age. And then if you did early retirement, you'll be subject to what we call an earnings test. And if you made more, and the earnings test will be $17,600. And if you made, for every $2 that you go over it, $1 will be taken off of your Social Security check. But once you got to your full retirement age, whether it be age 66 if you were born before 1959, or age 67 if you were born after 1959, then you can work as much as you want and still get all of your Social Security check.
Really, that's very interesting. So once we turn full retirement age, no earnings limit. We can earn as much as we'd like.
That's right. You can work and earn as much as you want and still get
how much, is there any kind of limit that a person who's turning full retirement age, like in the year that they turn full retirement age, is there a different rule as far as an earnings limit? Do they have one before they turn full retirement age?
They do, and I can't put my hand on it right now. But as you get to the year before you retire, you have a higher earnings limit. I mean, you have a higher earnings test until you get to your full retirement.
Okay. And then as far as the Social Security website, we also wanted to mention that there's a Medicare section of the website where a lot of information is provided about the Medicare program, and where you can answer general questions that you may have regarding Medicare. Yeah. So just some general information regarding Medicare this year. The premium for Medicare Part B, which is the part of Medicare that would cover your doctor's visits, outpatient hospital visits, medical testing. Currently for the 2019 year, the premium is $135.50. Part A is your hospitalization insurance, which if you have 40 quarters or more under Social Security or 10 years of work, there's no charge for that. The government provides that insurance for you.
Yeah. Keep in mind that when you do retire and you do work, whether you do an early retirement or you do you retirement at your full retirement age, you're still paying if you're still paying FICA taxes, then potentially you could be increasing at the same time increasing the amount that you're getting your retirement check on a month-to-month basis. Every 2 years we'll go back and recalculate your benefit based on how much you paid in FICA taxes. So it could be to your advantage to work, but it's a business decision that you would have to make. But one of the things you could do in order to try to estimate what your retirement amount is going to be is to go on to my SSA and be able to use the retirement calculator and figure out all the different scenarios that you might want to do. You might want to decide to do early retirement and figure out how that's going to work out for you over time, or you might want to wait until you're at your full retirement age and figure out what that's going to mean for you over time as well.
Definitely. So making that decision as far as when do I retire, what age, when is it most appropriate, that is going to be a very personal decision that will depend upon what your personal financial situation looks like, whether or not you're able to afford to do it when you would like to do it. Mm-hmm. But definitely past the age of 62, you are able to retire at any time that you like. Our online retirement application is a very easy, convenient, and secure way to file for your retirement benefits. So basically, you can complete it in as little as 15 minutes, and just like that, you're able to start your retirement and go on to any type of dreams and things that you would like to have planned in your future that you'd like to achieve. So basically what happens is once you go onto our website in order to file that application online, you're directed in order to set up that My Social Security account that we had mentioned earlier. And then once you set that up, you're able to complete your application online. Once that application is completed, you're submitting that application, and once it gets submitted, it's being transferred electronically to your local Social Security office, where physically somebody is reviewing the information and checking it for accuracy. If there's any additional information that we need, that we have questions on, that we need to have answered, we would contact you via mail, also via telephone, in order to get those answers, get your claim cleaned up and processed for you so that we can start your benefits as early as possible. So with these different resources that you have available on our My Social Security website, you can stay informed about the different retirement options that you have. Information is the first step towards achievement, so we're here to help you to be ready for your next adventure in life. So we also have to remember that Social Security is not just a retirement program. We also offer disability benefits for people who may be unable to work because of some sort of physical or possibly mental impairments. Definitely, disability benefits are there to help those individuals at their time of need. So, Jen, what if it's hard for someone to get around because of a disability? Do they have to go to a Social Security office to apply for disability benefits?
Not necessarily. If you are applying for Social Security disability insurance benefits, that means if you paid enough FICA taxes in order to be insured for Social Security disability insurance, that means you would have worked at least 10 years and had worked at least 5 of the last 10 years before you became disabled. You would potentially be eligible to file for Social Security disability insurance, and you can file for that benefit online, and you literally be able to do the application. You'll be able to also do the medical apply for the medical benefit forms while you're online as well. The only thing that you can't do, at least not yet, and we're working on trying to get it up to our online services, is supplemental security income. That's the needs-based program that you will file for if you were disabled, and that's if you didn't work enough in order to be eligible for Social Security disability insurance. But that's one of the options you might be able to have. Another option would be to call us and have us take your application over the phone. You can call us at 1-800-772-1213 and set up an appointment to have somebody call you over the phone, and we could take all that information over the phone. So no, it's not really necessary for you to actually come into the Social Security office to file your application. Now, if you want to, you can, but there are all sorts. We're just saying that there are many other options that you can use, and not to have to actually do that if you don't want to.
And that is a really convenient option for those who may possibly be disabled to the point that they are not able to leave their homes, or it's not safe for them to leave their homes. So just keep in mind that filing your application, whether it's via the telephone or online, are options that are available. You can apply for the benefits at the convenience of your own home on any computer. You can avoid trips to our office, which may save you time and money. For more information on where you can apply for the Social Security benefits, the disability benefits, go to our website at www.socialsecurity.gov/disability. And also keep in mind that If you've already filed a claim for disability benefits, it does take about 3 to 6 months for a decision to be made on a claim. And once that decision is made, we'll send you a letter explaining our decision. And if you don't agree with our decision, you have 60 days plus 5 days mailing time from the date that's listed on your decision notice in order to file an appeal. And those appeals, just like the initial claims, can be filed both whether it's in the office, online, over the telephone, by mail. There are many, many options available as far as getting that done. So it's not necessarily true that it can only be done in an office. If there's any information that's needed additionally to support the claim, can that be brought into an office? Can that be mailed?
Yeah, that could be mailed or brought into the office, depending on the type of document that's necessary. We have to, for most documents, really, from almost all documents, we have to get the originals in order to have it be part of the file. So if you're uncomfortable with putting some documents in the mail, you will have to bring them in. But in many cases, you could just mail it into us, and we would just mail it back. For example, if you wanted to mail in pay stubs to us, you can mail those pay stubs to us, and then we'll mail you the pay stubs back and send you back a receipt to show that you sent them to us.
And I do know that many offices within the Chicagoland area, if you physically walk into the office, they will have an option where there will be a mail slot that you can drop your information in. And then once that information is recorded, we're able to return it to you also. So keep that in mind as an option also if you don't feel comfortable mailing your original documents and you don't wish to stand in line to see somebody, you do have the option of dropping them into one of these mail slots and they will be returned to you. So another thing that we wanted to talk about was, as far as the My Social Security account, you can get replacement Medicare cards, you can get replacement Social Security cards if you meet certain qualifications. So for example, you're a U.S. citizen, you're not making any changes to your name, your date of birth. These are all things that you're over the age of 18. These are all things that you can do online in the convenience of your own home. One other piece of information that I wanted to make mention is, before we finish up for the day today, is that our online services are a very secure place in order to conduct your business. When you go online in order to establish your account, the account is protected by a specific username and password that you establish yourself. You do also have the option to have us add additional security onto your claim. Once you establish the account, we do send you a one-time user verification code in order to establish that it's really you who is trying to set up the account. Mm-hmm. So I think these different security features, security measures that we provide are definitely things that should keep your mind at ease, that no one will be able to access your information. Anyone who should not be accessing the information. Do you think?
Absolutely. I mean, ultimately, everyone knows that we contain an awful lot of information, and a lot of individuals' private information, and no one is more strong in terms of trying to protect your private information than we are. That's why, when you first try to go on and apply for a My SSA account, we're going to ask you all sorts of questions about, things that you might have had in the past, like past bank accounts, past insurance policies, past cars even, just to make sure sure that we're going to run it through through credit in order to try to see if you're the same person that's trying to get that particular account. Once we verify that you are actually that person, then you will be able to be able to have that account, and you will be able to put in your username and put in your password to get your private information that no one else is going to be able to see.
So, in a nutshell, I would say my Social Security is something that it's quick, it's secure, it's easy, and it's something that we wholeheartedly believe in and believe that this is something that will be really helpful to you and to anybody in your friends or family that you can suggest it to. So just to wrap up for today, our National 800 number is available from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and our number is 1-800-772-1213. Thank you, John, for all the information that you've shared with us today. We'd like to thank Rocio for screening our calls, and we'd like to thank all of our wonderful viewers and callers for tuning into this special edition of our Social Security Hotline on CAN TV. And please don't forget to tune in again next week at the same time for another edition of Social Security Hotline. Thank you and have a pleasant evening.